What's going on, everybody? This is Chaos here. We're living in the chaos. We're living in the chaos matrix. And I have another video for you guys. I thought about the crazy dating scene that's happening right now that seems to be quite the trending topic that's on YouTube. So in this video, there's there's a bunch of other scenes where a lot of women are panicking. Let's see, the title of this video is Why, as they are panic, why have men disappear from women's lives? So we're going to take a look at that, and I'm going to pause it here and there and give my commentary on it. Alright guys, without further ado, and also feel free to comment down below what you think about the crazy dating scene. This is actually a man's channel, so you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know where you're from, where you're watching me from, and just give me your insights. All right, let's get it.
What they fail to understand is that it will be met with the same fury that has toppled every tyrannical regime in history. These men are forgetting the first rule of oppression. That's that you cannot enslave people forever. Not without consequence, not without bloodshed, not without revolution. The ending of The Handmaid's Tale was not subtle. It was not peaceful. It was not a neat little resolution handed down by the courts. It ends in fire, in sabotage. It ended with women, their captors. June didn't win her freedom with petitions. She didn't vote Gilead away. She became a terrorist to the Gilead regime because that's what survival demands.
Hold on, guys. Give me 1 sec. Okay. Also, guys, this is not a paid account, so there are going to be ads that will pop up in this video. So so just bear with me, guys. Anyway, let's continue the video.
Beginning chapters of The Handmaid's Tale, because the Dumpty Orange Taco regime is already working on forced marriage and birth. The removal of our voting rights is in progress. They want legal subjugation to husbands and the state. So let's stop pretending that this ends any other way, and how history's worst regimes have ended. And that's what the oppressed.
Okay, so here's the thing. I understand what she's saying, but that has nothing to do with why men are not or refusing to date anymore. The reason they're refusing to date is because women like you are having these ridiculous expectations, and of course you guys already know that they all they care about is money. They don't care about family values. They don't care about trying to get with somebody who actually want a relationship. When they say where the good men are gone, they're talking about the type of dudes that got money, that are 6 feet tall, that are making at least 1,000 or more a year, or six figures. Those are the guys that they're looking for. They're not looking for guys who are upstanding, decent dudes that really want a relationship. They really want to have a family. They really want to, leave something behind. They don't want those type of dudes, right? And most of these women, they just want to use guys as a money machine. That's all they care about. All right.
Deciding that they would rather die on their feet than live a life on their knees. And they have underestimated women. They think that because we bear the weight of their children, their emotions, and the entire fucking society on our shoulders, that we're weak.
Well, it ain't got nothing to do with the fact that you're weak. It's just the fact that they're talking about, see, women act like they're going through the worst case scenario just because they're giving birth. But what you gotta understand is these men have assets. If marrying you means you can put them on child support, they gotta try to get you to sign a prenup, but you're refusing to do. So it's like they have to figure out strategy ways to keep their assets, Because what these women try to do is they get with you. Some of them will just have babies with you just so that they can take money out of you. I've seen this happen many, many times. But the thing is, she thinks that she's special just because you're having a baby and you act like you got the whole weight on your shoulders when you don't have to go through all of that. Us men, we have to deal with child support, take everything that we have. You can sit around and you can false accuse us of abuse and not have any proof of it. A lot of men, women literally destroy men's lives and take everything that they have worked hard for. And you're sitting here acting like you're any different. You act like, these women are crazy.
And we will bow. Wrong. Women are an unbreakable force that you will never contain. Who raises your sons? We do. Who cleans?
Yeah, but that doesn't make you any special just because you're raising the kids. That's something that you're supposed to do. That is human nature. The man makes the babies, he goes out and he works. You stay at home and you raise the kids, make sure that they have what they need, make sure they go to school, make sure they're fed. That's your job. Though that's the job of what the female is supposed to do. She acting like this is something special. This is something that every female has to do when you have kids. That doesn't make you any special or any different.
Up your messes. We do. And now we're done.
See, she's trying to paint this narrative where they think that they do all the work to help men out and they clean up behind, but they don't. Because these women, they have never built anything, they never created anything, they never done anything. The only thing that men have built this world. There are men out here that have lost an arm and a leg just to make sure that this country can have the freedom that it has now. And these women have gotten out of themselves. And then here's another thing too. This is why it is so important to have both parents in a child's life. Because when you don't have both parents in your life, this is what happens. You run into women like this that she doesn't understand the way that relationship is going. She's only talking about what she thinks is supposed to, what relationships of what she thinks is supposed to happen, right? And this is why I say, like, if you find another woman in another country, don't bring her to the US because she's gonna end up acting just like this woman here.
I'm playing nice to all the men who are staying silent and think that this doesn't concern them. When they come,
The only thing that she's looking at is she's expecting men to come and save her. She's expecting men to spend money on her, to do everything for her, right? No man is gonna want to waste money on a woman, and you don't want to cook for him, you don't want to clean, you know, you have his kids, but then you taking half of his assets. These men are being smart. They're not going to sit here and waste their time, because the thing is with American women is, or modern women, or whatever you want to call it, is these women, they're all the same. Okay, I don't know what other YouTubers have told you. They try to backpedal. They try to say, oh, well, not all of them are the same, just the ones. No, every last one of them are the same. Okay, I don't care what anybody else says. They're all the same. They got the same attitudes. They always looking for a man to spend money on them. They got they act the same, they talk the same, they dress the same. They're not classy. They're on anything. These women are cooked. These women are cooked.
for your wives, your daughters, your sisters, when they force them to bear children against their will, strip them of bank accounts, passports, and personhood.
But yeah, but nobody's forcing you to do anything. Just like nobody's forcing you to go around and say, oh, we're strong and independent, or we're the most educated. Nobody's forcing you to do that. Nobody's forcing you to say to do Roe v. Wade and to uh you know on purposely get pregnant by another dude, and then you want to take half of his assets. Nobody's telling you to do all of that. You chose to do all of that. Women like you, a lot of these women in America or in the West that are like you are you're the ones you are the one that's putting yourself in that situation. You're the one that's dating dudes that are fresh out of jail. You're the ones that are getting with these type of dudes that don't really care about you. You're trying to get with a dude that everybody else wants, that is way out of your league. So that's your problem. You can't blame these men for wanting to stay away from these women when they are seeing countless of men that are getting locked up in jail for something they didn't do. They keep getting put on child support, and they keep, you're trying to zap them out of all their money, all their assets to where they don't have a pole to piss on. It's you. All of y'all women are like that. I don't care what any other content creator says. I don't care, and I don't like none of these women. They are toxic, selfish, arrogant, and they only care about what they want out of a situation. They don't care about nothing else. I don't understand why a lot of content creators are so afraid of admitting all of these women in America, they're cooked. Rather, if you choose to agree with it or you choose not to agree with it. Because if it wasn't so, then how come these men are not getting married? Why are these men getting their passport, which is the passport bro movement, and they're all going to other countries just to find a decent woman? It's because all of these women are toxic. They only care about money and they're pocket watchers and everything else. They're pocket watchers, they're emotional vampires, and they only care about themselves. They don't care about you. They don't care about the future. And I'm going to tell you guys, I know that there are some content creators that say that not all women are like that. That ain't true. Because if it was true, then you would have already had somebody by now. You'd already had kids by now. And if you don't want kids, you'd at least have a girl that you can kick it with, right? But all these men are getting their passports. All of these men are avoiding these these women in the US because they're not producing nothing of value. The only thing they care about is themselves. They don't care about men. They only care about what a man can do for them. That's what they care about. And this is why I always say that when you don't have both parents in their lives, when you if it's always just the single mother that's in the household, this is what your child grows up to be. She hangs out with the wrong people, she dates the wrong guys, and now all of a sudden she putting herself in a situation where she can't find nobody. These men ain't going for it.
Are you going to finally get it? This will not end at the ballot box. Voting matters, but fascists do not give up power willingly. The ending is already written. We refuse to be the handmaids. We will be the wildfire.
Handmaids and wildfire. So basically, what she's insinuating, what it seems like, is okay, they're not going to do what women have always done back in the old days where they cook and clean for their husband, they take care of the kids. They're not going to do that anymore. So they're stepping out already. They're stepping out of the gender roles.
Try us.
She believes men are silent because they're complicit in some supposed oppression of women. The truth is, many men have simply stepped away from debates filled with ideological hysteria. They're not interested in treating politics like a gender war, and even less in listening to angry speeches that paint all men as enemies. These men
Yep, that's exactly. They pin them all as enemies. They think that they're all against them. They just don't understand men at all.
Haven't vanished. They're just focusing on their own lives.
Just what I said earlier. Women are only care about themselves. They don't care about what they don't care about the needs of having a family, you know, about treating their men right or being happy because they have somebody that they can be with. All they care about is what that man can do for them. And if that man can't do anything for them, he's useless to her. Because they want you, they basically, you guys understand how bad it is out here in the Western world. You guys understand, like, all these women want you to do is spend money on you, spend money on them. They want you to take them out shopping. They want you to pay all the bills. They want you to take them out to eat, and you're getting like a $500 dinner that's like ridiculous. Then they want you to take them on lavish trips. That's what they want. They're greedy little brats. They're like children that wants everything that wants to get everything that they want.
Building careers, families, and health.
But they don't really care about what you want. When Mother's Day come or Mother's Day and Valentine's Day, it's all about them. But then when Father's Day come in, we don't get nothing.
Instead of wasting energy on arguments that go nowhere.
What the fuck is wrong with the men in the West, bro? Why are they so dead? When I'm in the Middle East, I'm in Dubai, for example, or when I'm in Iraq, men actually notice me. Like, they actually look at me. I can see the desire in their eyes. They somehow indirectly connect with your femininity. Not that I need it. Not that I go out and say, okay, today's the day I'm gonna get looked at by men. No, but I notice that they notice me. And the truth is, I feel like a woman, okay? When I notice that about other men, I feel like...
Yeah, you're just a chick that just want attention. I mean, men in Dubai, they don't play that kind of they don't play them games like that. If you out there, you see, here's the thing about other countries, especially if you're going to these Muslim countries, you know, the actual name for that country is not Dubai. It's United Emirates. It's United Emirates, I think. That's the name of the country of Dubai, right? Or, why they said Dubai is like a city continent within that country, right? So, um, second of all, is she just wants attention from most guys. That's what that sounds like. And yeah, they'll notice you, but you know, these men, they ain't got time to play games like that. Like if trying to, if they're planning on getting married or and starting a family and you step out of line, they don't play stuff like that. See, you can't get away the stuff that you can get away with in America, you can't get away with it in other countries.
a woman. But here in the West, I'm in Sweden right now. I don't fucking feel like a woman. Like, I don't know how to explain this feeling to you guys, but I literally don't feel like a woman here. At least not as much as I do in the Middle East. Okay?
Well, see, here's the thing. A lot of women are trying to do the same thing that men are doing. They're trying to get their passport and try to go other countries thinking that they're going to get any results. You're not going to get the same results as a man would get results, okay? Sorry, but it doesn't work like that.
What the fuck is wrong with the men here? Why do they have no desire? Why do they...
Ready to launch your bookkeeping career?
Hold on, guys. Alright, guys, sorry about that. Alright, let's get to it.
A good-looking woman? Where did your manhood go? The thing is, like, Swedish people, they're the descendants of the Vikings, okay? The Vikings were so masculine, so passionate. What the fuck is this? No, they're just not...
But then here's the thing, lady, is the thing is about women like this is they just crave too much attention. They want a guy to just bow down to their feet and do whatever they want them to do. That's basically what this chick is doing, right? And the thing is, yeah, there's a history with Sweden and the Vikings and all of that, but the thing is she trying to go overseas thinking that she'll get noticed by men in other countries. And it doesn't work like that. Because the thing is, for you to get noticed by men in other countries, you have to put away all your femininity. You have to be very feminine. You have to be submissive. And she just crave attention.
They just don't have that about them. Like the men here, they just, I don't know. They don't have it. They don't have it.
She compares Middle Eastern men with Western men, saying that over there, she feels more desired and feminine. What she doesn't
Yeah. She just compares these men. And the thing is, these men are not going to be interested in women that's just craving for attention, or just trying too hard.
realize is that in the West, many men stopped looking at women out of fear of being accused of harassment, rejected aggressively, or seen as disrespectful. Men didn't disappear. They pulled back because Western culture taught them that any sign of male interest might be labeled toxic. The result? Men hide, while women wonder why they're no longer being noticed.
Why are all the girlies in the same boat right now? From my last post about where are the girls finding boyfriends nowadays, can we debrief how literally every single girl had the same comment? They're like, I don't know, I'm trying, no luck, blah, 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 blah. Like,
Here's the thing with that. The reason why they're trying and no luck, because they're so busy going after the dudes that don't want them. That's all it is. They're going after guys that don't want them. You know, and or a lot of the guys are cheater will cheat, and they'll find another chick because there's something that they want them to do for them that they don't want to do, so they go find another girl or woman that is willing to do those things with. See, the thing is, it's like, I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of dudes that have shoot their shot and trying to get with women like her, and I guarantee you she probably turned them down because they are not the ones that fit her criteria, because they're trying to date guys that are out of their league. They're dating guys that don't even want them. You know? So I'm pretty sure that there are some good men out there that really want relationship, that really want to be with somebody. But the thing is that they're not choosing those guys. They want to choose guys that they want to choose, that don't want them. I think I've already said that more than once. Let's get on with the video.
why are we all in the same boat? Why are 50% of the comments saying Facebook dating? Are people really using
Facebook dating is a trashy app. Um, you're not gonna find any matches on there. I've tried it a few times in the past, and it just didn't work. Like, a lot of these women, you talk to them, most of them, like, some of the pictures on there, like, they put their kids in the pictures, they got filters, and like, none of these women are really looking for nobody. They're just on there looking for friendships. And that's another thing that women like to do. They like to put guys that are really upstanding good dudes, guys that they don't want, they put them in a friend zone because they don't want, because they're still trying to weigh out their options of other guys that they want to be with. So they put guys in the friend zones. You ever notice how women always want to be friends with a good dude, a upstanding dude that really wants a relationship? Instead, they want to get with guys that don't want relationships. That's all this is. They just putting dudes like, they just put good dudes or decent dudes in the friend zone.
dating?
And my thing is, if you're putting a guy in a friend zone, what's the point of him even dealing with you in the first place?
No thanks, not for me. And then just recently, the video started gaining attraction from the men, and they're like, yeah, we can't find girls either. We were told don't talk to the girls, so you have to come up to us first. Like,
Yeah, of course. You see, look at that. These women are ridiculous. See, the thing is, it's like a lot of men have been told, because they see what's really going on and they see the horrors. Like me, I was told to go approach all kinds of different women from different, you know, approach a lot of different women, whether they're attractive or average or whatever. And the thing is you got women out here will label you as a creep. They will call the police on you and say that you are harassing them. Uh, they will treat you like you're some stalker or whatever. Yeah, of course, because men are not gonna approach women anymore. That's it, they're men are just basically saving themselves worth the embarrassment, because when they did try to approach you, you'll call the police on them. You'll label them as a creep. You'll try to pepper spray them. You do all kinds of crazy stuff. So if you want men to, it's not that they don't want women, and it's not that they're not interested in women. It's just the fact that women like you that are out there, when they try to approach you, you just ignore them like they don't even exist. And I've seen videos on YouTube where, a guy that's not even really attractive, he approaches the women. He approaches a few girls at the mall, and she just talks while she's on her phone, on her checking all the dudes that she got in her DMs, and then she just keeps going. So, you know, these guys are doing a good job of avoiding these toxic women. Look at that face. Yeah, you gotta avoid these women because they're not, um, women in America or any Western country, they're not worth dealing with. If you want to find a decent woman that you don't have to feel a certain way when you approach her, you have to go to the East, not to the West.
huh? And I think I should clarify that it's not that I can't find a man. We can't find men, because we can. They're everywhere. It's just we can't find the right men.
And the right man is the one that's making six figures or above. He has to be 6 feet tall, and he has to be cute and handsome. Those are the guys y'all looking for. Y'all ain't looking for somebody that you want to build with, somebody that actually is interested in you, that wants to build a family with you. Those are the type of men that you're looking for. When they say the right men, they're talking about men who actually is a six-figure earner or more, men who are 6 feet tall and handsome, or they can be dark and handsome. They like attractive, handsome guys that makes so much money. That's what they looking for. They're not looking for dudes who actually want a relationship, who are decent dudes, who wants to build with a woman he's with and wants to, start a family, leave something behind. They don't want guys like that.
The right men that we are looking for, that we have preference in. So maybe
Yeah, and the woman's preference, like I said before, they want a 6 feet tall guy. They want a guy, and then if you look down there, she's got, I don't know what she's drinking. She's drinking something. I don't know, look like some kind of beer or something. But they looking for a 6 feet tall guy. They're looking for a guy who's making six figures or more. They want a guy who has abs. They want a guy who's just attractive looking. They're trying to look for like one of those muscular beach guys that goes to the gym, that works out and all of that stuff. They're dudes that I know that go to the gym that are in good shape, and they still ain't getting paid.
I should rephrase my question into, where are all the good men who have potential at?
The potential, she's saying, is the potential is where are the good men that are making the most money are at. That's what she's talking about.
Where do I find them?
She asks where all the good men are, but admits they exist. They're just not the right ones according to her preferences. The problem isn't a lack of men, but the long list of unrealistic demands many women created. When you only search for the perfect man through a narrow filter, it will always feel like there's a shortage. The truth is, normal, serious, committed men are everywhere, but they're not valued because they don't match the fantasy standard many women.
Yep, exactly. I agree with him. You know, there are good men that are out there, but they just don't match their criteria of what they're looking for. That's basically what they're looking at. That's basically what the problem is in America. There are some good men out here. I've ran into a few good men out here. It's just women have this fantasy preference that they're looking at, and this is what they want. And so, because they don't line up to their fantasy criteria, is what I'm gonna call it. That's the reason why a lot of these men are not the one that they want to choose from.
Have set.
Serious question. Where are the men? I've been out and about all day, running errands, getting things done, and where are the men? Because everywhere I've been today, I've seen nothing but beautiful women left and right. Like, at least at every stop, I've seen 3 beautiful women done up, taken care of. They just look chef's kiss. But I have not seen not one attractive man being outside. Not one.
Alright, so that's it for this video. If you guys like this video, feel free to comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm gonna start out with this. I'm gonna end it with this. Men, guys, I want you guys to understand this. A lot of men, a lot of women in the West, they're cooked. They're done. Okay, they only care about your assets and using up your resources. They don't care about you as a man. They don't care about trying to they don't care about you. They just care about how much money are you willing to how much money are you willing to put or to give them. You know, they don't care about you as a person, you know, as a man, you know. And because you don't fit the criteria of what these women are looking for, that's why you're not getting picked. So continue to stay away from these toxic women. This is what I tell people all the time, and I think I said this in my other video. Pick up a skill that you enjoy doing. Pick up a skill. You know, maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe you want to, you know, create music. Whatever that is that you're good at doing or you want to do that. And another thing I would tell you guys is, like, don't you know, don't allow these women to make you feel bad just because you're not choosing them. You know, you're right to stay away from these women because these women are very toxic. They don't care about men. They just care about the money and the assets that you're going to help them. They just care about you giving them what they want. They don't care about you. So don't waste your... I'm not saying you guys are doing that, but if there are some guys that are still, you know, trying to suck up to these women, don't listen to any advice that comes from a woman when it comes to the dating scene. Stay away from these women. Do not approach them unless if it's like, hey, how you doing? Or if you're at work and you know you're working your job and you're doing, if you got any work related questions, okay, great. If she, you know, starts talking to you, you know, whatever she's doing, okay, that's also great. But at the same time, if, but don't you approach her, you know? And guys, I'm gonna tell you this: stop dealing with women in the West. They all care about your money. They don't care about you. They and the reason why good men are not being picked, because I'm pretty sure a lot of these dudes, a lot of these women that are saying where the good men are at, I'm pretty sure that there were a few guys that tried to shoot their shot, but she turned them down because they didn't fit her criteria description of what she's looking for as a man. And with most women, all they care about money. They don't care about family values. They don't care about being family oriented. They think that raising kids makes them special, much less of having one. These women are toxic. They only care about what they want out of a situation. They don't care about you. And they act like there's a shortage of men. There's not a shortage of men. They're just very picky. So guys, I'm gonna say this: get your passports, leave the West. Because there are far better and decent women out there in other places than just being here in the West. Rather if it's the UK or the United States. Get out of the West now. If you want to get married, you want to have kids, leave a legacy behind, all that good stuff, for those of you that still want to do that, great. You're just not going to find that type of you're just not going to find that type of experience here in the West. Okay? Because all of these women are out of control. They're toxic. They didn't have both parents in their lives either. All of them are toxic. Every last one of them. And it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. And I've been talking about this since 2019 because I knew that it was going to get this bad. So, get your passports, go overseas, find you a decent woman. Forget about these women in the US because, or in the West, because they only care about what a man can do for them. They want a man to spend more money on them. They don't care about family oriented or wanting to build something together. These women have an agenda. Anyway, get your passports and leave. This is Chaos Matrix. Thank you guys for tuning in.